I think the type of a job and the personality it plays a bigger role to them. Because in personality, that's why they say even in education, you can't use the same room where you cook and where you sleep to study. Because you won't be that productive. So it's the same as working. So you need that office where you say, good, once I get there, even your mind, even your body tells you that
environment.
Yes,
how environment affects
everything.
Our mind. Yeah.
You've just stepped into An Empty Street, a podcast where we casually engage in difficult conversations about relationships, wealth, and health. We are just three curious gentlemen who ask questions almost about everything, and our aim is to find answers from others and within ourselves. We sit down every week to explore unaltered conversations. So let's walk the talk together, and welcome to the Empty Street Podcast.
In 3, 2,
1.
We rolling. Welcome to the Empty Street Podcast.
Yeah,
We back.
we're live.
We
Another
back
Tuesday.
again, guys. We back again. You know, as these Tuesdays come and go.
Yeah,
we don't
another
miss.
day.
We never miss
No,
that.
we don't miss.
We shouldn't miss. Right now, we say Kazi today.
Yeah.
Once it's a missy Tuesday, let's now withdraw.
Hey, I'm a withdrawer. We want more. But you know, before we get like into today's topic or anything discussion, people mustn't be surprised. You know why they seeing three of us instead of two other guests, as we promised the part 2. You know, so you guys mustn't be surprised. Part 2 took a walk, and it just happened to take a wrong turn. So just bear with us, and we'll come at a later stage. It is coming. It is
Definitely,
coming.
definitely.
But in the meanwhile, we're not gonna let you guys leave you out to dry and starve. You know, we always keep you guys fed. So we came back and we found a secret location while we were taking a walk, and we decided, why not? You know, let's just set our chairs and give you
camp
guys,
here.
let's just camp here for the
I'm
day.
wrong 10 somewhere.
It looks like a wrong 10 location.
But then they are empty desert. Empty desert.
Desert or forest.
Empty
forest.
Empty trees.
Empty trees.
My empty forest.
We're branching out to other locations.
Not only on the streets, but we take it into the trees also. You know, to forestry.
Plus, we encourage during the lockdown days.
To go out more.
Let's go out more, shower more. Most especially surround yourself with just nature. That's where we are.
Good, dog. It actually feels good just being surrounded by trees
and birds chirping,
and not like buildings and the city life. You know, but even though it's our neighbor, it feels like you've escaped it totally.
Ngumuza is more khuluma ngelo. Just take a walk. Episode 8. Episode 8.
Oh yeah,
let's come back on about
just go out and take a walk.
Because let's say encourage could from partners, individuals, family, just to make sure we try to escape whatever pressure that you feel. Just take a walk. Also can't breathe.
That's true.
And those days we were not working, so it was much better to go out. We had more time in our hands.
We had a whole lot of time.
We go out to work. We go out to surround ourselves with the nature. And then things changed now. Our company started going remotely.
Like everything
now
just changed.
You had to be in front of your PC.
And you had to adapt it.
Because I think for the first few weeks it was like, it's just a standstill. Most companies were not. They were still figuring out how they want to move, like how to handle things going forward. So I don't think Abantu was what to expect and how to handle things. You know, like just going forward and all of that.
No one was introduced properly into.
I think it was only at a later stage. Companies started to find like methods to the madness. So maybe we can work like hybrid. Like try to work maybe from home and at the office, you know. But that only came at a later stage because at first it was just working remotely.
Remotely. Those who care.
Yeah, those who care. And then there were obviously essential workers that we know had to be, It's not like you can sell me groceries from the comfort of your
but
home.
now very important.
I think they did like actually keep the country alive to a certain extent because if they were not attending to those kind of services, then the whole economy would have been on a standstill. Although really most things were actually on a standstill, like having those essential workers actually wake up and go do their day-to-days made it easier for our lives, in one way or another. So it's okay. There's actually still, like, for instance, at some point there was not even fast food being sold. Anything like takeaway, even being a code. And then came back the thing, it's okay, now you can order online. And then it was I remember the first day or first weeks, like like restaurants were flooding.
Even my air
now flooding.
Traffic
you could see what people missed just having junk food. That's crazy.
Junk food,
I'm not.
Plus now most of them
you needed something to defend now.
So that's why
that was crazy though. But I think like my experiences from working remotely was that it felt like I was at work but detached from the ongoings of Basispani. Like seeing other people being busy. It doesn't really it took away that thing in which is Spani. You felt way more comfortable.
Exactly.
You felt way more comfortable working at home than you would at the office space.
They didn't take your work serious.
You don't.
If you can put it that way.
Because now
when you're at work, like when you're like in the premises, it's like. You have to do this. But most endly it's like
even in your mind,
busy working, busy
and the worst man abantwana, productivity,
it's split.
Easily disturbed.
Productivity but disturbed, especially if vele nabo ba esikolweni. It's also a case.
Because nabo bebangayi during that time. So if bangayi into abayenzayo, you know good that those kids will only make noise around.
Distractions. I'm meeting behind the videos.
The videos.
The funniest things I've seen though from like meetings that have been held at home is like people maybe they dressed half. Like suit and tie, blazer and shirt.
Just like
basically box and
slippers or
but I never ngenzeki kuphela kuma business meeting, even nazinto zama online learning leza bobo teams ayibe seba attenda la enye attenda lapha ilele ivele empidini nje idlela snacks enye isakhatlile semwali ibukile ngaphi yakhatlile sesifubeni but still yabona push job but tell they siyenza noma kanjani.
So do you guys think ukuthi like the comfortability ezenayo and then yokuspana remotely, did we actually get things done though? Like people out there, do you think they managed to get things done, or effectiveness
I think
was it the same compared to
Espani?
Well, I don't think it's the same, but how has it improved or
lacked?
Lacked.
I think I would say, let's say, has it improved or has it lacked? Those are the two options. I would say it probably has deteriorated productivity. You understand? In terms of like I feel when we're at home, you're way more comfortable and you just want to do what you are tasked with and nothing beyond that. So it's easy for you to quickly do what you're tasked with, and then the rest of the day now you're just chilling. You understand? You're not doing anything. But if you were at actually an office space and you're at work, then now you're forced to find something else that you should actually do, because you can't just sit and do nothing. You know, like being more productive is is easier when you're at the office than when you're at home. I mean, yes, if you have certain tasks to do, like maybe you have a list of things to do, you will do them. Done. But my concern is when you're done with that, then what? You have your TV, you there. So you split between your work and whatever you're doing on the side. So your attention is not really focused on what you're doing.
All the time.
Exactly. So that's another thing, like health, in terms of like how it impacted us health-wise. I think it also kind of did us dirty, because now that you're constantly on your chair, you hardly ever stand up. When you eat right next to your laptop or your workstation, and you don't go out to have lunch maybe outside,
so
or whatever
like
the case.
So
forever, and immediately back to work. But if you were going to grab lunch, like in an office space, it's okay, I have this set period, maybe 30 to an hour. And then after that time is done, I come back to the office and I continue working. But when you're doing it from home, everything is just in one. Your office space is here, your kitchen is there, everything is right here. So you end up not even having time to just sit back and just relax for that 30 minutes or an hour and take a break, which it was supposed to be, you know. So
based on what you just said, I think I agree and disagree somehow, right?
Yeah.
In terms of linking maybe for
performance.
Yeah. But then if you check, I want the first time my card. Asinige how many months was it? 6 months? First time he couldn't look down.
First lockdown.
Was it 6 months or
started March to May.
Yeah,
March to the 6th of May.
Yeah.
25.
I wanna during that time in the yenzeka abantu vele big difficult to adjust. As usho manje into beyenzeka umbeka aspana a check TV. Yabona ngapha nake nabantwana because abaye esikolweni abantu izenja. I'm sure there performance yalenga too much. Even no deliver my task kumele bawenze until into kanjalo. But now manje you check manje, or even this year, or you can say even last year, people they started to be conscious about their jobs, because they knew what most of people they were losing their job. If you still have your job and you're still at home and working at home, it was a must that you need to deliver. So they were conscious about what they are doing. So they needed to deliver. Other people, they even decided to make sure that they will use their room just to make sure as an office, no one would disturb them, so that they ensure they deliver, because they know their work is at risk right now. Anytime they be fired, they just need a reason to do that. So you should right now. I want to understand. At first, sure, my God. Especially in that first month you look down. So that was very difficult. But to go lose a job. No matter now more relaxed, comfortable with but then the table so born it nam. I survive.
And I think it's different from person to person.
Okay.
After all, I think it was different from person to person with the performance here can lags or performance here can improves.
Sure.
Because if in a background of freelancing, obviously it doesn't affect you at all.
I think for that one it's more advantageous.
From I'm a freelance, I think it was more advantageous. And you get the job done, and then instead of just chilling, you work on another project. You work on another project, and then you get things done. And you're able to manage your time, because if ever you freelance, I'm also officing now. You have to focus into office in and then you only work on side projects when you get home.
So I think for freelancers it was better, because already really you have side projects.
They've been doing
they sponsor. So most of the time they're probably working remotely, and with different projects at the same time. So with them, it's probably
even in terms of communication with clients.
Yeah.
So
hey,
now
it came with Lento Spana remotely. It came with I don't know for you if it was happening. Side Mara. There was this thing you could see. Manje accessing us cards of chai.
Oh,
if we
yeah,
try half past 4 or
yeah,
4.
yes. Yeah.
Manje so they drag until 7.
Yes,
Sure,
now
sure.
you don't have a knock-off time. Now and no vote.
Because on a laptop.
Constantly working.
Yeah.
Even past your working hours. So I'm like trying to eliminate more work for tomorrow. But you end up actually just having more work tomorrow, you know. Or so things of weekend, man. Or push maybe from 6. You know, yeah, it's good to when God expand 8. Mara, because you have this project that's still hanging.
So at home you work longer hours.
You work longer hours. And I think to that extent, it's kind of like a disadvantage because now it takes time away from like your family also. You know, family, friends, or whatever it is.
Or whatever activity.
Like if you're a social person, it takes that away because now here you are, maybe you could have been doing something totally different. And so unless it's cut less. Mara, so push up beyond this cut less, so try to push us. All for the sake of just like getting this thing done. You know, Marama was spanning, excuse me. Ma was spanning years with okay, at this time I knock off, I leave work behind me. Or the next week.
I think there is pressure even the pressure yokuthi nama superiors anginawahlele endlini awusolo wabhiza kulandelela kusendela ama email which is what was happening. Remember uthola ama email abhala kumele time uthi utulalela ngabo 7 already shayisa ngabo ma 5 then bana ngo 7 receive email you need to do this and that. Ngithola lo muntu uhlele endlini and yena ku easy ukuthi just type then akutshela ukuthi yenza ukuthi it's very simple yabona but then umuntu kumele asipane and ukhumbule ukuthi aba consider ukuthi wena usekhaya malo khona nabantwana amele wenze no,
they want the job
done. So at the end of the day, that's one of the advantage for them. So it gives them the advantage ukuthi bakhona ukuthi bakhona push. One. So ibasebenze.
Nah, that's
cool.
I don't know. In like after that, do you guys think then like working from home is working, or in katza la ispana kon in katla ispana kon?
I think it's both. It works and it's not working as
I think it depends on the type of job.
Yeah, in type of job,
person you
yes,
are.
as the way
for instance, when I wouldn't take notice in the workplace, there are people who get things done by having an opportunity to talk to other people, like social people, like umuntu uzofike officini and just talk with a lot of people, and then that's where money inspiration or just to take their mind off their work by talking to
even
people,
problems,
and then when they get to their PC, when they get to their PC, they are able to solve whatever problem they have or to work more effectively. Isn't this injured? But for me personally, I just prefer being home because I don't like talking a lot. So when I'm at the office, people will come to me and talk and try to make conversations, and I just want to focus in this and get another thing done. And then umuntu uzofika angikhulumise, I'm sorry colleagues. But I just prefer to work from home because when I'm home I know okay, I'm just working on this task. Whenever I'm done with it, I do I move on to another, or if I'm free I just do something else, be busy with the research, read a book, just focus on me.
I think the type of a job and the personality, it plays a bigger role to them. Because in personality, that's why they say even in education, you can't use the same room where you cook and where you sleep to study, because you won't be that productive. So it's the same as working. So you need that office where you say, once I get there, even your mind, even your body tells you that
environment.
Yes,
how environment affects
everything.
Our mind,
Yeah,
our
ngithola.
thinking.
So into ezikanjalo uyibona ukuthi na into affecta lento le personal wise ukuthi ayawukhona ukuthi ube productive. Yabona. So ne type of job as usho ukuthi if you freelancer you know ukuthi you used to this. Ngithola ayaku ukuthi uspana nge-construction whereas you know you need to be there at the site.
And for instance, if ever your type of job is the type of job that needs a team, and maybe you can't express, for instance, if you're an art director, it would be hard to express yourself what you want, like electronically, than compared to having your team in a boardroom and
do some demonstrations
and have diagrams and have your whiteboard sketches and whatever. So it just depends on the type of job and the type of person
you are. I think to a certain extent, I feel like the more we work from home, it's the more disconnected we become with our colleagues, because at the end of the day, most of your time you spend with these people, you know. So at some point you need to know them. You know, you don't need to know them on a personal level, but you can know them at like on a work
character level.
On a character level. But if you guys hardly conversate as you would if you're in the office, even 2 seconds, let's say you're gonna go make coffee or whatever the case is, there are 2 seconds you know, it means something, as compared to if you're at home, you're not even gonna think about that person. The last time you're gonna speak to them probably is when you're having a meeting. After that, back to his work, back to her work, and then up until Nchais, until the next day.
Doesn't enforce a team.
Exactly. It feels like everyone is just their own person.
Unless you guys never working on the same task.
But even so, I feel like there's still a disconnect, because communication sometimes becomes like a hindrance. It hinders the projects getting done, because not everyone will be as active, like maybe on their socials or on a Teams chat or on maybe a group chat that you guys have created. You know, not everyone will be what do you call this? Will be as present. So I feel like communication ends up breaking down, and we lose that human interaction where we know one another as people, because you need to know the people you work with. Otherwise, how are they going to understand you as a person, and how you're going to handle that person as well?
That's
because
great point,
if you don't know the next person, then it'll make it harder for you to know how to handle them.
To explain stuff to them.
Exactly.
You
which language to use.
As long as if there's conflict, you don't know how to resolve it. If you had spoken maybe prior and you got to know this person, you know it's okay. This is how you handle them. If I am angry, this is how you handle me.
But all you see is just words written down.
That's all. And it's hard to read a person's expression through just words. You don't know what emotion they put into those words.
Can't see their face.
You can't see their face, so you can't. There's literally no expression there. So if they're reading in all caps, you're already assuming okay, because there's email etiquette. So you already think in all caps.
Can't dilute.
It was just on what type of email, why is 2 million, you know. But obviously, if you know email etiquette and all those stuff, then you'll know it's okay. This is obviously something I shouldn't even do in the first place, you know. And then you revise it and then just write in proper case. But it's just those kind of things that I feel like working remotely has kind of taken away from employees and employers, you know. Even just that chain of communication from superiors, like the hierarchy. Sometimes it breaks down. Maybe someone phone in, you know, phone breaks down. Maybe your phone load shedding, your phone is dead. Now you can't get, no one can reach you. You know, things like load shedding.
Load shedding.
And load shedding may bad.
It's a real thing. It's a real thing. We get affected by it constantly. You know, it's part of nature, man.
It's part of nature.
Since it's cover as in load shedding.
Today.
You know, so those kind of things also affect working from home. Not everyone can afford a UPS. But now I have a backup with that. I have this power supply that will just boot me up. You know, not everyone has that. So when load shedding hits and you only have maybe an hour of battery left on your laptop, you have no Wi-Fi connected left, so now you Wi-Fi data your phone my now, because these apps that you're using
is too much.
When all of that is done, how then do you deliver your tasks? How do you get shit done?
It becomes a problem.
It becomes a problem.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I just felt like I should raise those few points.
Those are real points.
Yeah, as to why I feel working from home kind of sometimes becomes a setback when you have to deliver tasks.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So another question I would ask is, I think we've already answered it in between though, but do you guys think, is it more efficient working from home or from the office? Like efficiency, do you guys think go efficient?
But I think then basically
coffee. And there's another thing, Gucci, our companies are benefiting from us working from home.
Are they though?
Based on we can just not pay rent in that building.
No, they have to. If especially that, I actually want to bring this up. Like, think about it this way. Let's say everyone's working at home. You have this office building. You have an office building, you pay rent on a monthly basis. You have a contract for 10 years. They contracted 10 years. Because you remember, like office buildings, it's long term. It's not like 12 months or whatever. You know? So now you have this lease that reaches 10 years. And now you're on probably your third year. Now you have all these people working from home. And you're paying for lights that you're not using. Rent, no one's using the office space. Then how is the company benefiting in that sense? And you still gonna now cough up extra cash for their Wi-Fi's. Otherwise, it's coming out of their own pockets, right? So you have to see how you actually find indlela ukuthi nasendlini bakwazi ukuphishipana. If they don't have
laptops,
a desktop, you have to get them laptops. So that's all extra costs that they didn't plan. It wasn't part of their budget. So I don't see them winning in that sense. But if they can convert their office
think it's
space,
only small businesses that manage to save. Small businesses.
Yeah, big corporates.
Big corporates now.
I don't think so, bro. That's why it's better if you just come back to Span.
That's why vele bazama ukuthi abantu noma thiwe babashaya routine
but then this week, next week in just so that the space is also being
2 or
used.
3 days a week, and then the rest of the week you don't come.
So that at least nale office abalipayayo balipele.
It's not for nothing.
It's not for nothing.
I mean, others have, like, there's other companies that have used their office spaces wisely, you know. Like, it depends also on the kind of what kind of business it is. Others can hire out maybe an office space for a certain activity or whatever, an event. You know, so you can just hire out that place and then they use it for a certain period and then bakpatalima. That's money on the side.
Especially when a company that would just come to your company that's just looking for a boardroom.
Boardrooms. You can hire out the boardrooms. Behind the meeting, you get an easy bag. Easy bag, you put it into rent. You've made money there. So those kind of things, I think the company would
benefit from that.
And I think for the employees' kind of perspective, what they have probably benefited is, like, they've probably saved much more, like traveling costs.
Traveling costs.
They have
lunch,
petrol, petrol or taxi fare. We ask what at least I'm saving. Depending on your location, they have to catch 2 taxis. Every day, I say 2.
Spend almost 150
a day.
So abanye bakhona ukusave Nceba.
Yabo.
Ngiyabekakhuluma ngawo ama-shot. Ungene nje kuselusha amanzi uhlala phansi.
Ushaya uFacebook yakho ukedile uyarelax.
So yeah, man.
But again, meanwhile 70 Nceba ngapi coffee liyaphela. Aliphuza too much ke lona
negawula laphela.
So save okunye kuphela okunye.
So le mali igcina ingena
ngapha. But dona bayasave, uyasave too much as an employee lapho.
I really do think we end up saving.
Just net ke uyazi ungasave kumara khona ama expenses
like if you staying at home, that means you're using much more electricity. So that means your bill is gonna increase. So that means you're spending more on electricity, more on food.
If your water is not fixed,
so more maintenance.
And if you have kids, they will need more snacks.
Yeah, that's why more food.
Yeah, more food.
So
and they will eat 3 times a day.
Okay, abaqeda ukudla vele. Abaqeda usinini fridge.
The fridge. When you empty within a week, then uyabona ukuthi yana. Very serious. So izinto ezikanjalo. So
ungasave kahle.
But then
if you save on this side and then this side is
legs.
So yeah.
But then it benefits I think in business, even from workers, as it depends on the type of business and also on the personality yakho ukuthi
and your logistics now. How do you get to work? How do you get your job done?
So it definitely does work.
And I mean, I don't know. In closing, I would say, I would ask rather, do you guys think companies have recovered from this whole COVID pandemic?
Recovered?
Have they recovered, or they still finding their feet? Because there's a lot of companies that have shut down.
Yeah,
it's bad. Others have
and
not.
There's a lot of companies who didn't make profit while
during that period.
During that period.
And so others is just
I'd say most though.
Most
they still trying to find their feet. Yeah.
Even employees, same as applies to employees. They're still finding their feet because they had a lot of debt. They had a lot of debt during that time.
Some lost their cars, some lost their houses,
some lost the main person who was providing at home.
The government offered relief funds for companies. I remember they said they must, but
do you think those relief helped the business, or they're just there for publicity?
That the government is doing something.
The government is doing something.
Yeah, we'll never know, because we're not those businesses, so we'll never really know. But as you know, Vele, it will always come across as, okay, the government is doing this and that.
Yeah.
And then sometimes we know that they hardly ever deliver.
Yeah.
You know, they hardly ever deliver. So, yeah, it does come into question as to whether they do, like, they do handle or they do meet the promises they make, you know. Like,
but then, it's sorry to test you, but then, what I notice about that is the same thing as this 350. 350, you know what was happening. Other people, they were able to get it. Other people, they will give you a reason which does not even exist. Like they will tell you, we have this job, whereas you're not working. So which is the same thing when it comes to a business. You don't just get it just because you have a business. You need to apply for
requirements.
Yeah, and so on. So you might meet those requirements, but they will tell you short with this and that and that. Then you don't get it. I'm sure there are still people who are still applying or still waiting for a response even now. Because I think it was last year where there was this thing on the news. They were saying there was this certain group of people who chowed more than 1 million.
Oh yeah. Wasn't I see that in my PPE?
No, it's from the 350.
Oh,
350
from
side. Yeah. Because a lot of people they would just tell them even I remember that time I was also unemployed. They told me I was registered. I had tax. UIF, yeah. I had UIF, and I was like, UIF, kanjani? Ungaspan. And the way you applied it, and told. So they will use some of those reasons for that month. Then use that reason. Same reason I need to apply for month and month. So every month by a qualify. Or qualify. But I don't 350. Then that's why we were told good manage but told more than 1 million.
But I'm honestly
And
not
like everyone
surprised,
else,
eh?
everyone saw an opportunity and everyone else was hungry.
Yeah,
So
I'm not
you can't really
surprised.
blame people. But then,
Mina
yeah,
ngikho
but
surprised.
more
Ikakhulu-
The more winner, the more kono lambayo.
yeah, more umuntu
Yeah,
okhona
man.
ukucabangela abanye abantu, I think it would have been fair and everyone would have gotten something. But then if ever you're someone who thinks only of yourself and then ula ukhawatha nabanye abantu, man. Yeah, what?
And ibuhlungu noma so ukhawatha a large
number of people. Ngoba,
ibuhlungu no, just
that's
for
a lot
wena
of-
uzowina
yeah,
i-one.
that's a lot
And abanye ndoda bayithatha bese boyi-blow up ekhonga.
Uyabona.
Then ukuyibona ukuthi pointless.
Yeah, man.
Hey, marriage, sisa recover namanje.
Yeah.
Sisa recover.
We're still in the
namanje.
process.
Companies are still recovering. And shout out to those companies that
found
just
the fees.
Yeah.
Yeah, that went even higher.
Yeah. So
But mostly shout out to those who are still pushing.
yeah.
Even if they didn't get that
And
relief
people were
grant.
saving jobs.
Yeah.
Listening to the radio this other time while I was still traveling from Social to work. They were saying out a percentage abantu that got into buying shares or getting into investments. People, it shows that the people were saving and then they were getting more into the investment side of things. So they were investing aggressively. They were
During that
investing
period.
more, during that period. So it's like people were using their money
wisely.
good. Yeah, wisely.
Yeah.
Instead of just saying, I have excess money right now, so let me just blow it up.
I remember.
And even, I'm going to take a lot, Joe.
Yeah, they were-
Those are the businesses that...
Online businesses basically
e-commerce.
flourished. Yeah, my
e-commerce
sites.
yeah.
When
They
you
flourish.
take a lot azange stop it because bona
No,
you
no.
deliver. Ne?
Yeah.
I don't have any scenes.
Now always we were a part of essential workers.
Yeah.
With them, I feel like before they were already like at an advantage because it's like they were preparing for that day to come, even though it's not something that was there.
And before that, the owners, I think they invested millions or billions, I'm not sure, I'll fact check, in developing the website so that
It's
proper.
it performed
It was
well.
it was a
before
good
this
investment.
entire thing happened.
Yeah.
When this entire thing happened, they're like laying back.
Yeah.
Let's twerk there and there so that we manage
didn't even
our
crash.
traffic.
Yeah.
It didn't even crash, dog.
It didn't even crash.
Didn't
'cause
even
I don't
crash.
remember it crashing.
Instead it went up.
Yeah, it went up. Cosmetics, I'm not going to talk about cosmetics because cosmetics are already $1 billion
Industry.
or rand industry.
Dollar.
Ne?
Yeah,
Dollar industry. And ngesikhathi se-lockdown,
It was.
our
Maro-
chicks were like,
Maro-
people were not going out.
That's
They
the thing.
wanted to practice now to get the makeup right.
No,
We are searching for the right skin routine. They wanted to take care of themselves.
That's
Yeah,
crazy.
and it just
how did
went
cosmetics
up.
blow up during a pandemic though? Because no one's going.
No
out.
one's going out.
That's crazy.
People
That's a
just
great
wanted to
question.
get it right.
But now that you say that, it makes sense, right? With the people actually practicing on themselves and stuff.
Yeah.
And
But
just
once the
acquiring
thing
a
is
skill,
right,
because
yeah.
it's a skill.
Acquiring
a skill,
yeah.
So acquiring a skill, because some people like now
They use
it as a business.
business,
Yeah.
You know, some use it as a business now. And now you're doing makeup, eyelashes, all that stuff, and you use that time.
Because there are
during
people who are
lockdown.
willing to pay for that.
Yeah, they
While
are.
you're practicing, other people they are chowing.
Yeah, well,
So
there's money in everything, I
Yes.
guess.
In everything.
in everything,
Can sell anything.
yeah, you can sell even anything. But that
I don't know, gents. I think we've covered as much as we liked to cover in terms of how COVID has affected the business and just the nature of
the nature of work and
of
business.
the nature of things. Yeah.
COVID.
Yeah, COVID. But then lawo makhampani survive even today. And the worst kwenzeka lento le ye-looting le yabakhona.
Oh, it did.
After my business I tried to survive, then there was looting. I
yo.
remember ngibona ku-news that lo munye umama asho ukuthi I was trying to recover from COVID. Then ngabuya I had 10 employees. Then when I came back I only took back 5 of them. So now I'm trying to recover so that I can call back those ones. Then after that there was looting.
Oh,
Then I was like,
business
now,
are shut
it down.
and there was also the looting.
Yes, the
Because that
looting.
let them and it spread across really the
Yes.
nation. dog.
Yeah, one.
It spread. Because
So
that was
I-
also a pandemic in its own.
On its own.
Yo, bro.
That was also a
on its own.
pandemic on its own.
Hey.
bro.
People were hungry.
We were hungry.
Then I remember ngibona ama-line, line. So abantu bafolile for ama-hamper. Zikawula. That's how bad it was. Namanje people are
already know that it was bad before then.
Now imagine after.
So how worse was it during that time?
But it just tells you where our nation is, how our country, where it is, and in terms of like the standard of living and the nature of things. Like a majority of our youth is unemployed. You know, forget the older people, but our youth in itself is unemployed.
And this is a youth-dominated country.
These are the people that are supposed to be bringing in more money into the economy going forward. But there aren't any people to bring in money because, like, doors are closed. Bro, doors are closed. People have qualifications and don't have jobs.
And then the problem with it, when I'm like seeing things, solve money because Mauti have checker after during COVID, there were money that was released. And it was charged before it get to the right hand. And there was money that was released for looting that we given to these businesses. But then at the end of the day, it was looted also before it was given to the right people. So even now, KZN, flats, same thing. It happens.
There's going to be corruption.
Patrick Mutsipo donates over $1 million. 30 million.
30 million.
So I'm sure Guti before he figured that khona la iqale khona baqale bayijayivela kuqala.
Corruption is something else, dog.
Bayijayivela.
I think we've said what we wanted to say. I
think we can.
But then it's always,
as we always say, man. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and take care of your pockets.
This is the Empty Street Podcast,
and we are signing out.
We're not walking alone. We're not walking alone. We're walking with Jody. Jody, hit us up.